Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody. If I could have your attention and we quiet down a little bit. Hi, everybody. Find your seats really quickly. I am Natalia Bishop. I am the founder and chief of happiness here at Story. I'm from Colombia. I moved to Louisville about 17 years ago. And when I came here, I was not very happy. I was 17 years old, and I was like, all I knew about Kentucky was fried chicken and horse racing, right? But my mom, in all her wisdom, knew better than that. She saw past the perception, possibilities that were in that city, and that's what we're here today. See those possibilities. So we are super excited to be here this morning sharing with you all. After being a founder, how together with technology is propelling entrepreneurs everywhere, especially in a city like Louisville in a moment like now. Today, I am understanding the power of a space like this that's designed for inclusivity, for creativity, and for inspiring connections that may not have happened otherwise. Because it is in that intentional design that we are giving people a sense of belonging. And when they have that, they can come and bring their whole selves to work, be completely creative and innovative, and become empowered. We're here today to realize what is possible when human connections, intentional design, and technology come together. This is a dream come true for many of us, and it is a dream come true for me. I never imagined that this would be happening, an announcement like this would be happening within the four walls of a space like this in a city like Louisville. So thank you guys for being here and giving us this opportunity, for giving us validation. We welcome you to Story, we welcome you to the Entrepreneurship Center, and we welcome you to the city of Louisville with open arms. Mayor?
Thank you, Natalia. Well, thanks, Natalia, for having us here at Story. I also want to thank Galen Powers for putting the entire building here together, which will be a source of great energy for our city. And I'm really excited to stand in front of our many partners in the city, in front of this week, to make an exciting technology announcement that will further propel Louisville and its residents for the economy of the future. We're proud of our city's global reputation for compassion. We punctuated that yesterday with the renaming of our airport to the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. So this morning we're going to turn the conversation a little bit to technology, and how technology and humanity are hand in glove. How they both have to work together to advance not just Louisvillians, but people all over the world. So I'm very pleased to welcome Jennifer Byrne. Jennifer is the Chief Technology Officer for Microsoft US. Also, many members of her team are here as well. Jennifer will reveal why we are all here today, and then I'll share some comments from the Brookings Institution as well. So please welcome Jennifer Byrne.
Well, thank you very much, Mayor Fischer, for your kind remarks. Your leadership in the city of Louisville and across the region sets an example for cities all across America and how we think about reinventing ourselves for a better future. Look, the artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, data science, these are all new technology concepts. They are driving growth across our industries, and we really appreciate the ability to partner with the City of Louisville and its many constituents to use that as an opportunity to drive growth for all of us. Your commitment to the community, along with partners such as the University of Louisville, the Metro Chamber of Commerce, Kentuckiana Works, Jefferson County Public Schools, and the Brookings Institutions, and of course, many of the companies in this region, is paving the way for what we think Louisville can be as a city that is is rooted in digital skills for the 21st century. So look, it's a time of change for us. We think that in the next 10 years, we will see more change in our society than we've seen in the last 250 years. And where that change takes us, really, nobody knows. There's so much potential for us to reimagine ourselves and our communities and how we work and how we relate to each other. And there's so much possibility for good. But it also is a really interesting time because it's an inflection point where we don't actually know where the future is going to take us. Expect that automation and computing will actually not take over, but like the task hours for jobs are going to be provided more by computing than by people in the future. And that creates space for us to unlock human potential, but it also means that we have to get ready for what the future holds for us. So I'm excited about this partnership because I think this is the kind of collection of people that we need to create a conversation around what our digital future looks like. I think in Louisville, if I'm correct, and there are many people here who can help me be accurate here, about 12% of your jobs are in manufacturing, about 250,000 jobs. Roughly that number in healthcare and education. And these are industries where digital transformation is actually driving a tremendous amount of growth. We see this here, we see this everywhere around the world, that technology is allowing companies to reimagine their own business models, to create efficiency, to create growth opportunities. But all of that requires skills. All of that requires that the workforce of today understands how to use technology, and the workforce of tomorrow is prepared to enter with the kinds of skills that we know we'll need. So this, I'm revealing to you today, happy to announce that we are investing in an AI digital alliance with the City of Louisville that will focus on creating thought leadership around these technology skills needed most in the fields of artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and the emerging field of data science. The Digital Alliance The Digital Alliance will emphasize building people's agility with these very technologies. So as a part of that alliance, we will, as a first step, hire 4 fellows, technology fellows, that will act as ambassadors for a broad number of artificial intelligence initiatives that we'll conduct in partnership with Louisville. We're really excited about those people in this town because we think that the ability to have the conversation across multiple constituents is what's going to actually drive opportunity for us. We will host public events, ideation sessions, design thinking workshops, and symposiums across all of these constituents to explore what an AI future looks like. We also think that education across its entire pipeline is extraordinarily important for building skills for the future. So we will invest in programs that reach into schools, reach into companies and other forums to be able to bring skills to children through educational opportunities and into workforce of today and workforce of tomorrow. We are going to obviously partner with our local educational institutions, and we look forward to doing that with you as well. Empowering youth is really, really important. If we think about what the future holds for us, the promises in our youth. So we have several programs from Microsoft that we will be introducing to Louisville. We have Youth Spark, which is a program that is designed to introduce younger people to STEM careers, science, technology, engineering, and have them identify particular skill sets that they're willing to pursue or want to pursue, and then we provide training in support of those skills. We have programs called DigiGirls and DigiCamps, which are designed to introduce skills to younger generations, girls only for DigiGirls, which we think is important to introduce more women into technology, and also DigiCamps just for all children. To continue this, the continuum of education doesn't stop when children graduate from high school, when they go into college, when they enter the workforce. We also need to think about retraining folks who are already in jobs, and how do we do that? So we will introduce programs for parents, for people who are transitioning back into the workforce, and for veterans to teach them necessary digital skills to be productive. And we will offer that in an online version in 30 languages, but also customized to the needs of Louisville. And finally, so important for us to develop what we would consider thought leadership for Louisville to be competitive, not just in America, but on the world stage, around sort of leading the way and what it means to reimagine a future with digital skills in this digital era. We have to have this conversation across all of us. We have to think about inclusion. We have to think about capturing all of our voices. So every one of us, through our particular lens, can understand what it means to take advantage of the digital era in front of us. And that is really a thought leadership opportunity that I think we all have in front of us, and we're so excited to be able to take a part of. So we will do, we'll host executive briefings here and in Redmond, where Microsoft headquarters. We'll bring in corporate directors, city officials, and really anybody who wants to be in the conversation to talk to us. But we'll also host a summit here in our fiscal year, so in the next 12 months, that will focus on artificial intelligence, IoT, and data science in the city of Louisville, for Louisville, but really for anyone else. We'd love to make this a very visible center for that kind of thought leadership. We will also host hackathons for civic innovation in partnership with the city of Louisville. You may or may not know how amazing the work that is coming out of your city right now, but we think that actually is a very much a best practice, and we love to take part in creating more opportunities for startups and entrepreneurs and other people who really just want to enter the digital era to hack their way through some of the hardest problems that we have. Technology is relevant now in a way that it never has been before. Technology for a very long time was always for its own sake. It had grand aspirations, but really was for its own sake. And the difference, the inflection point, is that technology is now in a place where it can actually solve the hardest human problems. And that is exactly what sort of Louisville represents to us, is an opportunity for us to look at not only your opportunities for growth and how you maintain competition in your industries, but also how you think about yourselves as a force for good, how you think about yourselves as providing inclusion and opportunity for everyone. And we believe technology has the power to make that happen. The Microsoft mission is to empower every individual and every organization on the planet to achieve more. We think that is exactly the mission in Louisville, and we are just so grateful to be able to partner for a better future. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, we're very excited about our partnership, obviously, with Microsoft and the alignment of their corporate mission with our city value of compassion, which basically means respecting every citizen so their human potential flourishes, is right in line. So bridging humanity with technology, that's what smart cities will be doing. That's what smart countries will be doing as well. So we really appreciate this public-private partnership with our friends from Microsoft. A lot of this partnership had its origins with Louisville's long partnership with the Brookings Institution. And Alan Berube, he's a senior fellow and deputy director at Brookings, was supposed to be here at this very moment. But he ran into some difficulties getting here this morning, so he asked me if I would read something from Brookings for him. And so this is from Alan Berube at Brookings. Artificial intelligence and other emerging technologies hold a ton of promise for helping us work and live better. But if we're not thoughtful and deliberate, they could also increase inequality and erode social cohesion. To make sure the next wave of innovation works for everyone, businesses, workers, and communities, we need to empower cities. Cities like the great city of Louisville. I ad-libbed a little bit there. After all, it's cities that bring together companies, universities, schools, and government to accelerate research, prepare talent, and equip neighborhoods for technological change. Louisville, in particular, has the industries, the partnerships, and the public sector leadership that can make the region a hotbed for innovation in AI. And both Louisville and Microsoft have a commitment to ensuring that these new technologies work for people, so that every worker and family can thrive. So that's from Alan Berube. And again, I want to say thank you to Alan, Amy Lou, the whole Brookings team for connecting Microsoft and the city of Louisville. They'd worked with both of us a lot independently. And when Microsoft was looking for a city to launch AI for good, they said, hey, let's check out Louisville. So again, we're appreciative toward Brookings and to Microsoft. Thank you all very much. So let's step back a few days. On Monday, we launched Lou Tech Works. So that's an initiative that will help Louisville quintuple our tech talent pipeline. So today, obviously, we're very pleased to update that with the naming of Louisville as a regional hub for artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and data science. I think this partnership with Microsoft has the potential to be a real game changer for our city as we work together to figure out what the future of work is. Many of us have worked on economic development initiatives in this room, and so often we're competing for, what's going on today, or maybe what's going to happen in a year. So today, we can be amongst the leading cities in the world to really drill deep into AI, IoT, data science, and say what's the needs 3 years, 5 years from now, and prepare us for that today so we can be a great developer of local talent and a great attractor for talent that's working in these areas to come to the city so that they can be where the latest and greatest thinking is taking place in these areas. Artificial intelligence can be seen as the next technological revolution. We've seen how tech has changed our world in so many ways, from mobile apps in the 2000s, personal computing in the mid-1990s. Each were something that disrupted and reordered our economy. But as Jennifer said, technology is so interwoven into who we are and what we are today that we're on the precipice of a whole new era in technology. And the trick with AI is how do we harness its potential to improve our lives and position our workforce to be prepared for an AI world, an AI for good world. We know the foundation of Louisville's economy is built on the industries of manufacturing, healthcare, logistics, business services, and food and beverage, and no industry is going to be immune to the influence of technology. All of our economic development clusters will be impacted. Healthcare, life, wellness and aging care, and advanced manufacturing in particular will be radically changed by these new technologies. And in fact, some of the work that Brookings has done has found that more than 28% of the jobs in Louisville are at risk of automation over the coming years. Don't be too alarmed, every city's that way, but because of our manufacturing and healthcare emphasis, we're a little bit more at risk, but not if we get ahead of that and turn this into an opportunity. And that's what today's announcement and the good work that will come after this represents for our great city. So through this partnership with Microsoft, we'll prepare our workforce for the next tech revolution and create economic opportunity and advance our equity efforts. We're excited to partner with Microsoft to ensure that all Louisville residents are part of the tech revolution. This is a big challenge for the entire world and our entire country. How do we make sure that everybody is connected to a bright and hopeful future, both figuratively and digitally and literally? So AI, IoT, and data science will help us solve what is a very tough and complicated problem. We understand that. But when you take a look at some of the challenges that we have right now around environmental factors affecting human health, and I see Dr. Ted Smith in the back of the room here has been so instrumental in a lot of our innovation here in our city. When we think about how to accurately diagnose illnesses based on the latest research and relevant variables, and how humans and robots can work side by side in a manufacturing business, not to replace that human being, but to augment that human being. So all of these, we're going to create tremendous innovation in our city and the world. The question is, how are we prepared to make sure everybody's along for the ride, and this is good for our economy? So I really want to thank Microsoft for the time that we spent developing this partnership that's being announced today. When our teams at Louisville Forward and the Office of Civic Innovation were working with them to figure out the details of the partnership, one of the things that became quickly apparent to both of us was our whole work around digital inclusion, both here in the city and at Microsoft. So there was no hesitation or, yeah, we need to think about that. It's like, no, this is front and center for both our operation here as a city and Microsoft as a corporation. Because there's still some brutal facts that cities in America have to face, and Louisville's no different. Today, 20% of Louisvillians don't have a home computer, and 30% still don't have home internet. When the computer and internet revolutions came, many times they were left behind. With Microsoft and the Brookings Institution, Louisville will develop a comprehensive AI strategy and a digital ethics policy to ensure the benefits of such technologies spread outward to all of our citizens and do so in a responsible manner. Our Office for Civic Innovation has been working on digital inclusion efforts to make sure residents are digitally literate and have access to the web and the hardware, obviously, to get on the web. Our nonprofit partners, Kentuckiana Works and AMPT, offer technology skills training to anybody that wants to learn, including the newly created Tech Louisville, which will directly benefit residents in our lowest income neighborhoods. And we also have education and business partners who've taken up that mantle, and we're really excited to add Microsoft to that list. So we've got multiple partners up here today and several that are going to be speaking with us. So I'd like, if I could, with all the folks that are with Microsoft, if you could stand up. I know some of you all are out in the crowd as well and some up here. If we could just all give them a round of applause for this today. We've got a tremendous economic development team. Mary Ellen Wiederwall leads our team. She and Louisville Forward have done a great job bringing this all together today. So Mary Ellen, thank you. Eric, thank you for the work you're doing. Louisville created this whole concept of the Office for Civic Innovation. I mentioned Ted Smith. He was our founding director back in the day. He's now at the University of Louisville with the Center for Enviromics. So Ted, thank you. And you have been more than capably followed by Grace Simrall and her team at the Office of Civic Innovation. So Grace, thank you so much. What a gift to our city that Dr. Neely Bendapudi has been, and the leadership that she's shown at the University of Louisville in terms of our town and gown relationship and our efforts on innovation, and so many others have been fantastic. So, Dr. Bendapudi, thank you so much. And JCPS with Marty Polio, I don't know if the superintendent, today's the last day of school, so he's probably busy. But man, JCPS has really stepped up in so many ways. So digital agility of their students is at the forefront for them. So I'd like to thank JCPS as well for really advancing in a rapid way with our city. Dave Christopher with AMPT is here, is leading so many of our digital inclusion efforts, and we really appreciate that. Combining not just digital inclusion, but smartly bringing the arts and particularly music into those efforts to develop the kind of talent that we need in our city. So, Dave, thank you for your great work. These announcements really cannot be amplified, the work that comes after, if our corporate community is not involved as well. So you'll be hearing from our speakers from Humana shortly, and then GE Appliances as well, that we're very excited to learn about these innovation centers that we'll be doing here with Microsoft here in a second. So you'll hear from them for us in a second here. So to kick off our speakers here first, I would like to ask Dr. Bendapudi from the great University of Louisville to share a few words with us. Neely.
Good morning, everybody. And what a great morning this is. I am just so thrilled to be here today. We're so grateful to Microsoft and so grateful to the city of Louisville for creating this platform. I want to say to you that on behalf of the University of Louisville, we are truly committed to making sure we break that digital divide and show the platform for digital inclusion. And I want to tell you why. We are in a very unique place. When we had the chance at the University of Louisville, at the mayor's invitation of meeting with the Microsoft team that was here, I told them how unique a place Louisville is, what a strong town-gown relationship we have, and that at the University of Louisville, what sets us apart is, one, that we're one of the a little over 120, I think it's 122 institutions anywhere that are categorized as very high research, R1. But we are also in another very fascinating group, which is a highly community engaged university. We also hold that honor. And honestly, the intersection is pretty small, because universities that pride themselves on research don't tend to be as engaged in the community. Unfortunately, universities and colleges that are very highly involved in the community aren't always able to have the research productivity. So as you know, we have the Center for Digital Transformation that we have just established at the University of Louisville, because we want to be the university where every single student, from archaeology to zoology, it's the engineers, it's the health scientists, but it's also the poets, it's the philosophers, everybody. Center for, whether it's the Environment Institute or the Center for Creative Place Healing, it doesn't matter. Across the spectrum, we want to be partners in leveraging our workforce and preparing them for what is to come. And so we announced one partnership not so long ago, and now Microsoft. How cool is this? How cool is this? We are ready. We are so eager to partner with you. And very soon, Mr. Mayor, I cannot wait till every technology company anywhere in the world says, what are we doing? We don't have a presence in Louisville. So thank you very much for allowing us to be here today.
Thank you, Neely. I want to recognize that JCPS is in the house. Christy Rogers is over here. Christy, the work that she has done with the academies of Louisville in 2 short years to have us as a best in class amongst the country with our academies program, and its alignment with the workforce needs that we're now pulling through the skill development from JCPS through our universities is just phenomenal. So, Christy, thank you, and to the entire team. Appreciate it. Dave Christopher with AMP started with a dream built out of his need for opportunity for some of our kids in our low-income areas of our community, and he also loves music. So he saw music as a draw to bring kids in and to make sure that they were advancing in school and make sure also that they were tied into a digital world. So AMP is an increasingly important partner for our city. So Dave, if you could share a few words with us, we'd appreciate it. Dave Christopher.
So first of all, I want to pre-warn everybody I'm about to bring the room down. No, seriously. So thank you, Mayor Fischer, Tech Louisville, and Microsoft for this opportunity to change the face of technology, to do something that has been done for far too long undone. I've been in technology for almost 30 years, and in all of those years, I've worked with less than 30 blacks. I often felt like a unicorn, but I knew that I wasn't. I knew then and I know now that there are thousands of people who look like me capable of succeeding in technology. I wasn't special, but instead blessed with the opportunity and access. I was a self-taught IT guy because as a child of poverty, my parents couldn't pay for me to go to college. Both of my parents were disabled and had little education. My father, a 3rd grade education, and my mother, a 5th grade education. Because I lived in low-income housing where a lot of violence occurred, I was not expected to accomplish much. The expectations for my life were low. The problem is that the entire race of people have effectively been written off as viable candidates in technology. According to a report by the EEOC, the high-tech sector in 2014 employed 68.5% white and only 7.4% black. And that 7.4% number has not even reached 8% in all those years. I'm an optimist, so I won't get into the debate about whether this is intentional or unintentional, because the result is the same. There are systems, practices, and policies in place that disqualify or discourage people living in poverty and people of color. A majority of the families that AMP serves can't afford college, which is often required for technology jobs. Blacks have been convinced that technology is what we do. It's too complicated. It is for white folks. And if you look at the industry, what else would you expect them to think? I recall working in a server room at an H&R Block office to upgrade the server and walking past a preparer's office when the customer informed her that a black man had just walked to the back of her building. When the preparer informed the client that that's our IT person, her response was, "You let him work on your computers?" Now, I wasn't offended by that. I took that comment not as racist, but simply as ignorance. I was not what she expected. If we sincerely want to change the overwhelming lack of diversity in technology and community-crushing poverty, let's give those people that I refer to as non-traditional applicants a chance. Folks that may only have a high school diploma or a GED, or past issues that they've paid for. Let's give them training, support, and guidance. Let's take a chance on them. This works because this is my life. When I discovered technology, it was a game changer. Technology starts at a living wage. Technology can take a family from government assistance to self-sufficiency. We should do this because it's the right thing to do. But if that's not enough, a study titled Why Diversity Matters found that diverse companies perform better. When looking at financial performance, the most ethnically diverse companies perform 35% better on average. It's an investment in community and a win for the businesses. With the help of Microsoft and the city of Louisville, we can be on the forefront of a tech revolution that leaves no one behind. The compassionate city can be the motto. Mayor Fischer, Microsoft, and Tech Louisville, I am hopeful. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dave. You always bring it, man. I appreciate it. Powerful partner. So now let's go to Humana. That's a little company that started here about 55 years ago. Two people decided to get together and revolutionize the entire healthcare industry. Today, it's one of our largest employers, certainly one of our most innovative companies, big tech company that happens to be in wellness and aging care. So we're super delighted to have them as a partner with this effort as well. So please welcome Paul Friedman. He's the VP of Business Technology Leadership at Humana. Paul?
Hello, thank you, Mayor Fischer. Thank you to Microsoft. This is a really exciting time. I think this is just a great time to be in Louisville, to be part of this really positive change that's ahead of us. And so, Jennifer, I think Microsoft, great opportunity for you, great opportunity for those of us who work in the city, those of us who hire talent in the city. So at Humana, we've had a very long partnership with Microsoft, and one that we continue to grow and look for more opportunities. Digital growth, being a digital company, is critical, not just for Humana, but basically any company that's operating today. And AI is a huge part of that for us. So artificial intelligence for us at Humana, it's about driving efficiencies in the business through things like automation and machine learning, but it's also doing things like driving much better experiences and much better outcomes for our members through analytics and machine learning that you can play in analytics. The whole opportunity ahead of us is not about putting people out of jobs. It's about elevating people in their jobs, allowing them to not have to do the mundane, but to do the things that really require skill and talent. So this opportunity to upskill people, this opportunity to, the way we talk about it is allow people to practice at the top of their license. We want people doing really valuable work, and this is a great opportunity. It's a point of inflection in technology. So finally, it's about also being able to attract and retain that talent. Tapping into the vibrant education system here in Louisville is a really good thing. and positioning people for success in the future is what we want to be able to do. On a personal note, I want to say I moved to Louisville from New York. It was originally a transitionary move. 13 years later, I'm still here, and it's because of opportunities like this. It's because of forward thinking like what you're seeing today is what keeps me here. So very glad to be a part of this, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. It was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago with the Hire transaction? So 3 years ago, Hire purchased GE appliances, General Electric appliances in the community. GE has been the heartbeat of our manufacturing community and the entire community for an awful long time. They went through some disinvestment periods. They went through some innovation periods. They were doing pretty good 3 years ago. So when they were spun out of GE, I mean, it was a big question for our community is what would the future of GE appliances look like? And here we sit 3 years later, and the amount of growth, the amount of innovation, the amount of civic partnership that has come out of GE has been beyond anything that we could have hoped for. They are focused on being the world's best appliance manufacturer right now in the traditional sense, but in the non-traditional sense with their innovation work at First Build and many other places as well. So we couldn't be more happy to have Kevin Nolan with us today. He's the CEO of General Electric Appliances, and he too will share some thoughts with us. Kevin Nolan.
So thank you. It's an honor to be here. Representing GE Appliances. You know, GE Appliances has called Louisville home for over 50 years. You know, we're here because we know it is the best place to innovate, it's the best place to manufacture, and it's the best place to serve our customers out of. And today, I think, is one of the most exciting days I've seen for the city of Louisville because it really talks about what the future is about. You know, when we look at the transformation we've had over the last 3 years as part of the Hire company, it's been tremendous. But myself as a technologist, I really see technology as driving most of what has changed over GE Appliances in the last 24 years since I've been there. And that change is more rapid. It's changing at a pace like we've never seen before. The other thing that we've learned is you can no longer be a company behind a fence and be isolated. It doesn't work. The world has gotten too complex. Technology is moving too quickly. And when we talk about First Build was an experiment to say, is there a different way to innovate? Can we innovate as a community? And we chose Louisville to do that because the faith we have in Louisville is the best community that I've ever seen to work in and to work with. And I'm just so happy that Microsoft, I think, has recognized that. To hear a company with that kind of smarts recognizing what we have here is an honor, and it's humbling. We really will be part of this partnership. We're excited to help us grow. We've never grown like we're growing at GE Appliances in our history. We're stronger now than we've ever been. We believe more in manufacturing right here in Louisville than we ever have. And this just makes those kind of convictions even easier as we see companies like this coming in that we can partner with, that we can learn together with, and that we grow together with, and that we can help our community. So it's an honor, and thank you very much.
All right, folks. That's the talking. So now we got a couple of toys, Jennifer. First off, you know, we want to proclaim you guys as good citizens now. So this is the City of Louisville honoring Microsoft on the announcements of your all's ours, I guess we should say, AI Innovation Digital Alliance with Louisville. The city recognizes Microsoft for your all's thoughtful and intentional leadership in AI innovation and its work to ensure that AI technologies are implemented responsibly and inclusively. So Louisville Metro also applauds the efforts of Microsoft's U.S. citizenship team to enhance opportunities in communities across the country and address vital needs with technology through public-private partnerships. So really appreciate your all's leadership.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. there's more. So you guys have, this is kind of corny, but you all have hit it out of the park with this announcement and selecting our great city. So we knew, we got Muhammad Ali, we got bourbon, but we've got the Kentucky Derby, but we also have a Louisville Slugger here for you. So customized Louisville Slugger for Jennifer Byrne and the whole Microsoft team. So. All right, so I think we're supposed to sign some documents over here. All right.
We know how to get there. Yeah, we'll take care of it.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I want to encourage everybody to be part of this effort. Okay? Great turnout today, and this is something that has the opportunity to be a real inflection point for our community. So let's dive in. There's a lot of unknowns, but that's what makes it so exciting and so rich with innovation. So thank you, Jennifer. Let's make this official. That's it, folks. Okay, everybody, let's do a picture.
Sit Matt down.
I got tons of this.